Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today we're going to talk about me being a fool. We are. We're just going to say it. Because that's exactly what I am. Why? Why would you ask that? Well, A, because I spend too much money on makeup. But B, because I spend money on makeup that I know I'm not going to like. But I get it anyway, hoping and fingers crossed that I like it. But I purchased the Urban Decay Naked Metal Mania palette. I don't even have words on why. Like, it's cool looking, but it's nothing like super cool, you know what I mean? And the inside, well, I don't even have words. Okay, I do have words actually. In theory, it's not bad. It's not. They've done way ridiculous stuff. Granted, the naked thing I don't get, but I'm trying to envision, I guess, a world of like basic rock and roll, maybe, or heavy metal, maybe, like that's heavy metal, maybe. I don't know. I don't listen to heavy metal, so I don't know. But we'll pretend like that's what they mean by that, because there's nothing naked about it, I guess. Like when you're thinking of their other naked palettes, but regardless of the rambling, yeah, I did swatch it just to get a feel of the colors. And like the very first shade, that's like skin tone, although it kind of feels more like a satin than a matte, but I'm not for sure on that. But I do find that it's nice to lay down to set the eye, so I'll give it that. Then you just got two browns. I don't think you needed both of them, because when you blend that out, it kind of looks like that one anyway. But, you know, if you want to darken it up a little bit, I guess, there you go. Then there's like a pinky color, a copper color, gold, and then you come over here and you got another kind of pinky color, a purple, a silver, a taupey, a black brown, and a black. These two, same thing. That black brown is so dark it don't even look brown when it's on your hand. Now swatched in the pan, it looks brown, obviously, but swatched out against that, it's almost the same. I can see where this is definitely, because I could be wrong, but when I think of metal, I do think of a lot of black liners, black lashes, black basically, you know, darker colors, grungier color. Well, not grungy, but blacks and grays and that sort of stuff I definitely could see. Even the purple and some of the other colors I get too. The silver I get. But what I will say is take that away and just look at the palette, right? I kind of like it, but then I kind of don't. Because I kind of like it because you do have neutral set colors, or you can go a little bit more colorful, right? If you want to throw that pop in there, like I did today. Not a fan of this look, but let's get started, because I feel like if I created a neutral look, which I'm going to do, I think this palette would rock. I do. I can't explain to you why. Let's go into the first shade, Sound Tower, which is this one. Like, because some of these metallic shades, like that silver is a nice silver. I mean, I got it in the inner corner very lightly, but look at that silver on the hand. That's a nice silver. That's a nice taupey color. You know what I mean? There are some nicer colors in here. You can go warm tone, you can go cool tone, because like the browns are more warm on the one side, but then the black brown and the brown is cool toned, you know? My issue that I have with this is the fact that I spent $59 for this palette plus tax. So it could be, it was total $63.13. But, you know, other people taxes could be different, you know, so it could be more, could be less, I don't know. But what I do know is that for just set price of $59, you're not far off from a Natasha Denona MIDI palette, okay? And in no world does this formula compare to her palettes. from the number of shades that you get, to the formula that you get, to packaging that you get. It's in a plastic container too. Hers you can pop out, even rearrange it if you want. So in nowhere does that price tag fit this palette. Do I think they've kind of improved on certain things? Yes. Do I think they improved enough? No, I don't. Not based on, the market and what the market has as of right now. You know what I mean? I do think they have improved a little bit though. So I do give props to that, because it's been time. It's been way past time. But I don't know. I don't think the price tag matches it. Number one. And I'm trying to envision, even if it's half off, you're still looking at $30. And I'm like, okay, so that was Sound Tower. Now we're going to go into Studio, which is just that little bit darker of a shade. I don't know. I do think it's a pretty palette. And I do understand that the people or customers they have are kind of not the ones that are watching beauty YouTube. I get that. It's the ones that are just going into store and looking around and seeing something. You know what I mean? Because nowhere, I haven't seen, for eyeshadow anyway. Now they do get good reviews on their cosmetics, the foundations and stuff like that, concealer, they do get good reviews on that, setting powder, stuff like that. But for formula of eyeshadow, it's been a while since I've heard somebody rave about an eyeshadow palette that they liked. And I do like them all. Don't get me wrong. I do like them all. I don't love them all. We're going to go back into... No, we're not. We're going to go into Studio. The one I just used to darken that up a little bit. And now we're going to take it under the lower lash line. I put on ColourPop Kicker for the waterline. That's silver. And I will say the silver in this palette really does match the silver eyeliner from ColourPop. And the thing is this color story is kind of familiar to me. I can't exactly put my finger on it. Not within their line, but just in general, the color story in general. I feel like it's a ColourPop palette, but it probably is. Lord knows ColourPop's got every palette known to man. But I don't know. The price point just doesn't make sense to me. And then you have Tarte, and Tarte's really, really been stepping it up. And I get that this is smaller, more compact, but it's still a little bit bulky. And I guess in a way it kind of reminds me of the Pat McGrath palettes, but hers are much more sturdier, much more everything, really. But I get, I'm saying just, like a knockoff almost of Pat McGrath. When it comes to the packaging, but it is sturdy packaging. It's got pros and cons. The price tag just doesn't make sense to me, though. It really just doesn't. That's where it all boils down to. I'm going to darken up that corner a little more, that Studio color. I just feel like it needs a little more depth. Now you can go way darker than this, because like I said, I didn't go to the other side. I was just dipping my toe in slightly with this, just to get a feeling for it. We're going to go into Power Chords, which is this purple. We're going to start patting that on the lid. And you can see, what is this giving you? It's not giving me much. Now, I didn't spray it, and I'm not using my finger. But still, for this price tag, you're going to have to give something here. If you want people to rave about it, you know? Plus, I feel like they should just give it another name. Not everything has to be, you know? Just name it Urban Decay Metal Mania. I get why they put the naked, because that's what their packaging is to this, but I don't know. I just feel like let it have its own identity and it might do better too. But, again, who am I? I don't know their marketing. But I do know that I watch a decent amount of beauty YouTube, and I try not to watch anything if I'm going to review it, which I didn't think I was going to review this palette, okay? Because I didn't think I was going to get it, because I thought I was smarter than that. I am not. We can see this. We're going to go into that silver shade now, which is called Spike Stud. I mean, you can just see that silver. It just, I mean, I think you can see it. Like, it just looks foiled. You know? We're going to put that on the inner corner. But, what was I saying? I don't know. I got sidetracked with the silver. The silver's the only thing that's really got my attention. Well, I mean, there's a couple shades in here that's got my attention, but the silver really does. I like the silver a lot. As you can probably clearly guess. Oh, reviews. I don't watch reviews on products, you know, that I'm going to watch because I don't want to taint it. But I didn't think I was going to review this palette, right? So if a video did pop up, I didn't care to watch it because I didn't think I was going to review it. However, I've not seen one video on this palette. So that means that most people just aren't giving this the time of day. And then I started thinking, when's the last time? The Wild West wasn't bad. I remember people doing a review on that. And then there was a green palette I remember people doing a review on. But after that, I just don't remember anybody. Now we're going to go into this heavy shade. And it's a black. And it's got little sparkly things in it. Like most blacks do anymore. But we're going to line the lower lash line and top lash line with my favorite Rephr brush. So yeah, I've not watched any, but I've not seen any either, or I just haven't seen any. But I reviewed this palette, and when I seen it launch on Sephora, I even said no, you know, it just didn't call to me. But I don't know. I just started thinking of all the times that I have purchased the Urban Decay stuff, and I feel like I said, I've liked everything almost. Not in love with it, but I do like it. I just keep waiting on them to do something, you know? And I don't even know what. That's the thing there, too. Like, I don't even know what they could do. But, yeah. I do think that this could be a really pretty palette. But at no point do I think it is a $60 palette. I will never say. And I come out with the prettiest looks out of this palette, and I still will not say that it's worth $60. Because no matter how pretty the looks are, for what, $5 more? Maybe $9? I can get a Natasha Denona palette. I mean, There's just no way I could ever say that it's worth the price. And it's not like I'm not happy with the purchase for myself, just because of what I do. You know, I like to have things on hand that I can compare and go through and you know, see if there's something just like it or something cheaper, or maybe spend a little more even and get better. But I don't know. This one's just I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna use this little sample thing from somewhere. Valentino Beauty for the top lashes. But I remember when Urban Decay was so big. And I guess it's because they were the first maybe to come out with those palettes, I think, in a way. And their Naked line made sense, you know? And they were easy. They were never the best shadows, but they were, at the time, good. And they were easy to use, beginner friendly. I would still say that to this day. However, there are so many more brands now that being easy to use and beginner friendly just isn't enough. But I will say the mattes apply great. They blended themselves basically, but I was using Refer brushes. And Refer brushes are amazing. The purple shade just isn't giving me what I thought it was going to give me, to be honest. I really thought that it was going to be more metallic, maybe. And it's more like a satin than it is a metallic shade, in a way. But that could be a good thing if you were to take it a different route and use that as a blending shade, maybe. It'd be easier to blend with. I don't know. I gotta play with it some more and see if I'm happy completely with the purchase. Because here's the thing, I think I will be, but I think I still, no matter what, it's not worth the price tag. It's just not. Is it pretty? Yes. Can you create pretty looks? I think you can, and I think you can create much prettier than this one even. Because I wouldn't consider this one even, it's just an okay look. But I don't think it's worth $60. Not today, not yesterday, not a year ago, to be honest. So that is that there. But overall, it's not bad. Now, here's my thing with this. Y'all know me, and I love to dab something in the middle to give me a little bit of oomph. And I was looking at these shades, and I just couldn't figure out what to do with it, right? What I'm wondering is, and I didn't want to mess the look up, you know, because I wanted you to see this, first off. But what if we pop that gold in the middle? What do we think that would do? I kind of want to try it, but I don't want to mess it up. But then now I'm like, if I mess it up, it's no big deal. You know what I mean? So let's try it. The shade is called Descendant. And it's this gold, yellow gold shade. And it kind of goes against the silver in a way, but I just want to do it, y'all. I just so want to do it just to see what it does. What do we think? Yes? No? Maybe? Maybe blend it in a little more. What do we think? I don't know what to think about it. I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely different. And it's definitely outside of my wheelhouse. Because I hardly ever wear gold. Especially not that tight. But it kind of looks good on top of that purple. Like, I'm not mad at it, but I don't know. See, I think that this is definitely going to be a palette that you're going to have to play with a good bit. Figure it out, like, almost as you go, where you want to go. But in a way, that's not bad. And it is different. But I don't know. I still go. I think if you used these two browns and then that black brown shade right here and then the taupey shade to get like a cool toned almost look, almost like a smoky eye maybe, that would be beautiful. Or even instead of the taupe you use a pink, one of the pinky shades, that would be pretty. I'm kind of curious what the silver would look like all over the lid too. I don't know. I think this is definitely one to play with, which then if I were to play with it to create all those looks, I'd actually be getting a lot of looks out of it, and which then it's like, is it worth it? I don't know, because it does make me want to mix and match. I don't know. You let me know. What do you think about these palettes that Urban Decay is launching? To be honest, and I've said it, they're like at the bottom when it comes to my list. Like, even Tarte's almost at the top at this point, and then Too Faced, and then Urban Decay at this point. But I'm like, I don't know. Let me know. Where do you rank these? I'm just curious. These brands, like, in your head, like when you walk into Ulta, you know how you see it's like Clinique, Urban Decay, Tarte. I mean, there is ABH there though too, and Buxom, but I don't consider them part of that either, which is weird because they're at the same price point. I don't know. I'm just curious. Where do you rank Urban Decay? Is it something you think about? Or do you not even think about them anymore? Because their launches are just like, what is that? Where did you get that? Where did that come from? But let me know. Let me know if you purchased it, if you like it. It's gotta be a no for me. Like, even though I like it, it's still a no. I would not suggest to somebody. This is not the palette I'm going to suggest to somebody to go get. As much as I hate that. And even out of their line, this isn't the palette I'm going to suggest them to get. I still think I would suggest, like, Reloaded, if I was going to be honest. But, or even maybe Naked 2, Naked 3. I mean, there's so many I could suggest, but this thing is going to be the #1 suggestion for sure. But that's all I have for you today. I hope this helped in some way. If it did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday. Unless there's a new launch or something, and then I'll upload just so you guys can get the stuff quicker. But basically, I'm just a fool over here. So if you want to come and see what foolish purchases I have made, this is probably the #1 for this month, to be honest. I'm just going to put it out there. This is probably my most foolish purchase I've made. I ought to do a video of that, because let me tell you, do I have so many foolish purchases, I can't even speak. I'm going to let you go. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.